Well, hello, and yeah, so this week we're looking at Proverbs. And yes, I said this week. So yesterday you would have seen the Bible Project video, the overview. And if not, I really recommend at some point going and checking that out again. And I really struggled with how to help us process the book of Proverbs without going chapter by chapter, verse by verse, because again, the nature of this book's content is so different than other books, even Job or Ecclesiastes, that are making long form arguments or processing things in a more than just a saying by saying form that's just seems disconnected in so many ways between chapters 10 and 29 of Proverbs. And so I don't have a reading plan in mind even, though I will make some recommendation at the end of the week of a chapter to read. But I just encourage you to just engage the Proverbs as you feel led this week. Maybe some of the references that I'll read, reflect on them, go back to them yourself. So we're going to look at 4 different themes within the book of Proverbs this week, or the rest of this week. And again, the video from yesterday, the Bible Project video, would be really helpful as well to give just an overall perspective. Today's theme of Proverbs is about wisdom. Wisdom, again, as ancient Hebrews understood or used that term, is applied knowledge, practical insights for daily life from the accumulated experience of those who've lived before. And so Proverbs, though, doesn't give just insights. The book also speaks about the value of these insights of wisdom and how to find it. Proverbs 1:7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. Or chapter 3, verse 13 through 18, blessed is the person who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding. For she, I was talking about wisdom. Wisdom is personified as a woman in this book. She is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand are riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life. You can go back to Genesis 1. She's a tree of life, wisdom to those who embrace her. Those who lay hold of her will be blessed. Again, I really want to focus in on that verse 18. Wisdom is a tree of life. The author here is going, we want to live a life connected to God the way it was meant to be in the garden. Wisdom is a path to get there. Ultimately, the source of wisdom is God. That will be the focus of tomorrow's devotional, actually. But I want to focus on 2 related ideas for the rest of today. First is the fear of the Lord. This phrase has caused problems for people at times. I can think of a half dozen at least conversations about this I've had with individuals over my years of ministry. And yesterday's video, again, would have helped to clarify this, but I want to make sure this is caught. Fear of the Lord is not fear in the sense we use the word at times of dread, fright, terror, but in the sense, when we also in English use fear in this sense as well, reverence, awe, or respect. For example, I have a fear of fire, but I enjoy bonfires. I don't run from a bonfire if it's controlled and contained, but I do respect how close I get to it. I respect how I want to build a bonfire, and I respect how I will allow especially when they were young, kids to interact with a bonfire. So I respect a bonfire. I'm not in terror of it, right? And so that's the kind of fear, if that kind of is a helpful analogy. See, and I want to assume that you value God's wisdom if you're taking time to listen to this devotional. But see, Proverbs talks about how we gain wisdom. And it starts again with that reverence for God. Remember, the first proverb I read today, Psalm, hey, you can see where I've been lately. Proverbs chapter 1, Verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. There's others where it talks it's the beginning of wisdom. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. But chapter 3, verse 5 and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, that's God, and he will make your paths straight. It's for good reason. Those two verses are probably among the most well-known, most quoted proverb in this book. But again, Proverbs 11, verse 2, you can probably hear me rifling through one of my Bibles here, where pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. So again, humility, the willingness to listen, the willingness to go, I don't have it all, I don't know it all. I want to learn and listen to others, to be discerning. That's a path to wisdom, to apply knowledge well. Proverbs 13:10, pride only breeds quarrels, but wisdom is found in those who take advice. Some of us like to give advice a little bit too freely. Proverbs talks about that too, but we want to listen and take advice, getting the counsel of others. Remember, one of the kind of 4 connects we talk about as how to follow Jesus well, connecting with others. One of the aspects of that, talking with others, listening to those who have got more experience than us or expertise, or just bouncing ideas and thoughts off of. Last proverb I'll throw out for today, Proverbs 13:20. He who walks with the wise grows wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. So again, who we allow to influence us shapes us. And so we want to be wise, interact with wise people. We do that through books, podcasts. Sometimes, yes, even pastors are wise. Anyways, there's lots of wise people in our lives, and there are fools in our lives. And also we need to have the humility that even each individual, we have our own areas where we are wise and foolish. And so how do we gain wisdom? Connect with God, connect with others, connect in service. And as we connect to lost people, we see God weaving his wisdom into our lives. So again, scripture, prayer, talking with others, there's all these things that we can do and interact and engage in to help us be and become wise. As iron sharpens iron, yes, there's one more proverb to go. So one person sharpens another. Who is sharpening you, and who can sharpen you today? God bless.